What's up guys, Danny Boy here, and today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on what I thought was the best superhero movie of 2017. Minus Lego Batman, because I didn't really see Lego Batman, so I can't really include it in this list, but I'm going to include the ones that I have seen, which were Guardians, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, Logan, and Justice League. Pretty much everything else. So let's kick things off with number 6, Justice League. Now, Justice League I definitely enjoyed. I definitely had fun watching the movie as well, but there were some issues. One of the things I think that could have been done a little bit better was maybe give Justice League a little bit longer of a runtime. I'm not saying too long, like Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Cut 3 hours long, but 2 hours 15, 2 hours 30 minutes could have gave it a little bit more substance to it, so we could have learned a little bit more about Aquaman, a little bit more about the Flash, a little bit more about Cyborg, because we got introduced to the other three in Batman vs. Superman. Doesn't mean I'm not excited for what the DCU or EU, whatever they're calling themselves nowadays, what they're doing in the future. It made me hype for Aquaman coming out next year. It made me hype for the Flash movie. Definitely want to see more of Cyborg, but I felt like that movie could have been a little bit longer. And even though it sounds like a bad thing to do, maybe push it back a couple of months as well. Because there were times, after seeing it twice, there were times where the CGI, especially on Superman's face, was a little wonky. The opening scene felt like he had something wrong with his right cheekbone. And then later on, you could see it was just a mess. It was just a mess. I felt like they could have done a better job given more time. But what the time that they did have, I thought they did a average job, a decent job, I guess you could say. Enough to put the movie out that it wasn't so crazy, but it was noticeable. Coming in at number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now this one I didn't think was as good as the first one, but it still was good. I definitely enjoyed it. It was definitely funny. Baby Groot was the best in the whole movie. I like the fact that it was more of a family theme in this one, and each individual character kind of had their own little arc, which I kind of think hurt it a little bit because certain characters didn't really, I mean, it benefited them, but at the same time, I felt like certain ones could have gone a little bit longer, which is another thing, maybe adding a little bit more minutes, which I know runtime is a big issue in Hollywood because the shorter the runtime, the more theaters or the more screenings you could do per day. But I felt like when it comes to something like that, where you're splitting the characters into each individual section of the movie and introducing more supporting characters to their stories, you kind of want to add a little bit more time into it. But it was still definitely fun. I definitely enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Definitely enjoyed it more than Justice League. All the movies on this list I enjoyed. None of them were bad for me, at least. But it's just a rating of how much I enjoyed them. Coming in at number 4, Thor Ragnarok. This one, it was a pleasant surprise. It's definitely the best Thor movie, and I still stand where I would put it, somewhere in the upper middle of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline and all the movies that they've put out. But this one was a pleasant surprise. I felt like if they had gone the same way they did Thor 1 and 2, this one wouldn't have been well received, because the first two, even though I enjoyed 1, I would probably put it 3, Ragnarok first, Thor 1 second, and then The Dark World at number 3. I felt like if they had stayed with that same theme that they did in the first two, this movie would have maybe gotten decent reviews, because those movies also got decent reviews, but I don't think it would have been well received like it was with the new direction that they went with. I thought Hulk talking was great. Korg was the funniest thing in that movie, to my opinion. I liked how Thor acted this time around. I liked Hela as a good villain. Overall, this movie just delivered on so many levels. Only problem with it, one too many jokes. I felt like it was a little Guardian of the Galaxy-esque, but there were certain times where they inputted a joke and it didn't really need to be there. It didn't really hurt the scene at all, but you're kind of just like, all right, we get it. Joke here, joke there. Certain scenes just didn't happen, but overall, this was definitely a pleasant surprise, and I definitely enjoyed this movie. Coming in at number 3, Spider-Man Homecoming. Before Spider-Man Homecoming came out, I always said that Spider-Man 2 was the best Spider-Man movie. After seeing Homecoming, I definitely think that Homecoming is currently the best Spider-Man movie. You had Tom Holland, who played a perfect Spider-Man. You had Michael Keaton, who did a great job as the Vulture. The cast around Tom Holland, Spider-Man, was great as well. Ned being the guy in the chair. You had Aunt May. What I liked about it was this was Spider-Man's introduction into the MCU, and Tony Stark wasn't a dominant factor in the movie. He was a little bit at the beginning. He came back in the middle. And then throughout, from the middle portion to the end, you didn't see him until the very, very last scene. Not going to spoil why he's in the last scene, but I thought they did a great job with Spider-Man Homecoming, and I'm looking forward to seeing Spider-Man Homecoming 2, if that's what they're calling it. Coming in at number 2, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is by far my favorite DCEU movie. After that will probably be Man of Steel, Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, The Ultimate Cut, and then Suicide Squad. Yeah, that would be my order. But Wonder Woman definitely deserves to be that top movie in the DCU because it was executed very well. Doesn't look like the studio interfered at all. Patty Jenkins had a story to tell. Even though it was a very simple, linear story, she still executed it very well. Gal Gadot did a phenomenal job as Wonder Woman. Chris Pine did an exceptional job as Steve Trevor. Even the supporting cast around her definitely did a great job. Ares could have been done a little bit better, and I kind of called when Ares was going to show up or when he did show up. But even still, even though it was a little predictable and the end had a little bit of CGI issues, the movie was definitely great. I definitely enjoyed it. I can't wait for Wonder Woman 2 when it comes out in 2019. So I'm looking forward to that one. But now we are on to number one. And number one, hands down, of this year was Logan. Logan gets top billing because it was just a phenomenal movie. It was on par with The Dark Knight, even if not a little bit better, just because it was the end of an era. It was the end of Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. It was the end of Patrick Stewart playing Professor Xavier. You cared about these characters. We essentially grew up with these characters in the movies as long as they've been going on since, what, I think it's 2000. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's been since 2000 when the first X-Men movie came up. We've only had Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. There has been no other Wolverines, even in the First Class and X-Men. What was the second one? X-Men Days of Future Past. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. But like I was saying, it's only ever been Hugh. And Logan was the proper send-off for Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart's Charles Xavier. And I think they should keep it there and just reboot the whole thing. But it doesn't look like they're doing it. That's a different video for a different time, but Logan definitely takes the top billing because it was executed so well. Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart put on their best performances yet, and overall, all around, it was a fantastic movie. But those are my opinions on as far as the ranking of the superhero movies this year. Like I said, Lego Batman, I didn't see it, so I can't put it in this ranking. And Star Wars is just its own separate monster that you can't really just include in this. I mean, some people can, but I feel like Star Wars is going to be Star Wars and it's going to be better than everything. I don't know if it's going to be better than Logan, but we could do a comparison video once Star Wars comes out. But I want to know what you guys think. What did you guys think, or what order do the superhero movies fall for this year? Which one did you think was the best? Which one did you think was the worst? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. If this is your first video and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that Taco Bell button to get notified when videos go live. My name is Danny Boy, and I will see you guys later.